Alright, so this y'all already like know him, like famous composer. I love all his music. I played all his symphonies and concertos on this very bass. It is amazing. Alright, some facts about him. He was a German composer, and he's composed many symphonies and concertos, which is truly amazing. Like one of the best. So like he wrote operas for choirs. You sang in the choir, and you played the tuba, so which is like good because he's written music for tubas too. And he's written one famous piece called "Ode to Joy." Y'all know it, and then it's heard all around the world. I played it on this very bass. All right, so he was born in Germany, but he could have grown up like a regular kid like us, but he wasn't like regular. He was like one of those. He was one of those special, like special talented people. Like his father started him early, so since he got started early on music, his father had composers from around the world come help Beethoven to grow up to the man he is today by writing pieces, music, and stuff. So at first he had a composer. He had a composer named Christian come to him, and then they worked on music together. Developed his music skills, and he got a degree in music, and that's how he started his place in the music world. So his first piece was a keyboard variation on the piano because that was the first instrument he's ever played. No, that's his main instrument. So I'm not sure if he played all the instruments yet, but I know he's played the piano before. And he's written a lot of piano pieces, and it's awesome. All right, his first major orchestral piece is the first symphony, which is I played it, so it's great. So the first symphony, and that was the start, like the very start of his career. So he did compose and conducted his first set of string quartets, like with the violin, the viola, the cello, and the bass, like the quartets. So, and then he continued to work on his symphonies. He went off to the second symphony, the third symphony, which is named Eroica, and then the fourth and fifth symphony in 1804 and 1805. So about his symphonies. So he's written 9 symphonies. He was about to write a 10th symphony, but he died from an illness, and so it's unfinished. And so recent composers have been trying to figure out what he was trying to do with that symphony and try to finish that symphony by themselves. So the thing about these symphonies, the way that make them so special is most composers, they put symphonies in the same keys, same notes, and it's just the same. But the thing about Beethoven, when he written his symphonies, he written them in different keys, and which made magic pop into each and every one of them. So there's 4 parts to each symphony. For the first part, you got the main parts, it could be fast or you could have a slow symphony. For the second part of the symphony, you got a moderate symphony, the third part, a little moderate, a little slower, and then for the fourth part, it's allegro, it's fast. It's the conclusion to each symphony that he's ever made. So he's written 9 symphonies. It's amazing. The 9th symphony he's ever created was "Ode to Joy," which is a Christmas song too, and it had choir and all the orchestra in it, which made it so special. That's why everybody loves it, and it's played in the Royal Albert Hall in London almost every year. And it's after I told you about his 10th symphony. It's unfinished. It was called the Unfinished Symphony. It's still not finished, but composers try to finish it. He tried to make that his biggest one, but instead, since he died, the Symphony Number 9 became his biggest one, and so it's the best one. And he is known as the greatest composers, and great instruments have came in his life. Great notes put together, great instruments put together to create big orchestra sounds, big orchestra symphonies, and great music in his life. And so that was his biggest accomplishment. All the symphonies, the concertos, and his music still lives on.
Now I have a question.
Yeah.
Is he the composer that finally went deaf and couldn't hear?
Yeah.
He was there.
He
He was
couldn't
there.
hear
Mhm.
himself play, but he played the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you know. Yes, that's him.
That's the one. All right, since you see it.
Yeah.
He was that. Thank you, sis. He's on it.